And here we go, everybody. Good evening. How we doing out there? Carson Meredith with you here on this Saturday night. Thanks for tuning in to Wave Weather Now. All in all, it's pretty quiet over the next few days, but there's a key but there. We got a big chill on the way. That is the big storyline as we get closer to spring, but as the title of this video might suggest, that will definitely not feel that way as we get towards early next week. Let's see who's chiming in before we get deep into the forecast. Michael says it's going to be a cool start to spring. Indeed, it will. Much, much cooler pattern heading this way, says Travis. Jackson on YouTube says, I wish this cold had some snow. Well, Jackson, there might be a little bit. Just a little bit of snow. So we get towards Monday, and that is what we're going to be talking about in addition to the colder temperatures to go with it. Angela says, good evening, all. Such a nice day today. Boy, it sure was. We got up to 65 here in the city. A lot of us were in the low to mid 60s, just kind of that mix of sun and clouds. I really, really hope you got outside and enjoyed it today, because I believe today was the warmest day that we will see over the next 10, maybe beyond that too. Spring is definitely going to start on a very chilly note. Alan says, good evening. Good evening, Alan. Hope you're well. Cold front moving in here. Indeed, it is as we get towards tonight, actually. And that is what we are going to start talking about right now, friends. Let's get the shot going. That is a live view of E-Town on our SkyTrack camera tonight. Just kind of that mix of sun and clouds has been with us. There's a tiny little disturbance scooting through as we speak. I've noticed some radar returns picking up maybe a couple of sprinkles up in the sky. They're not getting to the ground. The air is so dry. It's called virga. That's the fancy name for raindrops up in the clouds that don't make it to the ground. They dissipate or evaporate before they reach the ground. But I'm still going to make for a pretty nice sunset here in the next, let's say 25 to 30 minutes or so. I talk about it all the time. Get those clouds and that sun angle in the right spot. That, my friends, is how you get a beautiful sunset. And there's a pretty good chance we will have that here in the next little bit. Temperature-wise in Louisville, we are still in the 60s. 62 this evening here in the metro. Look at that wind. West-southwest. That's going to be changing overnight tonight. We'll have a brisk northwest breeze kicking in throughout the day tomorrow. And that is going to keep things on the cool side as we head into early next week. Looks like this cold spell could last 2 or 3 days, in fact. Kentucky Mesonet cameras. There's that nice sunset getting underway. How about that? 61 is the popular number in Bullitt, Carroll, and Taylor County. It is 59 in Oldham County. Let's go to Carroll County for a second. In case you missed it, we didn't have a 6 o'clock newscast tonight due to golf, but within the last hour or so, or last few hours, I should say, the Weather Service in Louisville actually extended the path of that tornado on Thursday. The initial length of that tornado was about 17 miles. It was on the ground. Now it's about 18. They actually found some damage near that Carroll County Mesonet camera that you're looking at there in the bottom left corner. Some trees got knocked down close to that camera. And based on the radar imagery and the camera view, the Weather Service decided that tornado did indeed cross the Ohio River for a third time. It crossed the river twice back near Madison and Milton, but it crossed again in Carroll County. So when all is said and done, that tornado was about 18 miles long on Thursday. The final rating still an EF2. Definitely one of the stronger tornadoes we've seen around here in a couple of years. I think we have to go back to 2021, that horrible, horrible night in December of 2021, to have seen a stronger tornado than what we saw Thursday around here. Just wanted to add that little nugget for you as we thankfully get past that event, and still grateful that we got away with just a few minor injuries. Now, let's talk about some more exciting stuff, shall we? 3 weeks away, folks. 22 days until the Great American Eclipse on April 8th. Brian's been talking a lot about the potential cloud cover on April 8th. It's not a good time of year to have an eclipse, folks, when you're talking about clouds. April 8th, or just early April for that matter, is usually pretty cloudy. And the trends, at least the early trends, are suggesting that it will be indeed a cloudy day on April 8th a lot can still change. We're 3 weeks away. Hopefully, we'll see bright blue skies and sunshine 3 weeks from now. Hope you're making your plans. It's going to be a crazy day around wave country. That is for sure. All right, there you see radar and satellite. And you notice, let me circle those areas for you. There's been a couple little pockets, one of which actually right now near Evansville, where radar's trying to pick up on a few sprinkles with those clouds moving through. But the problem is, like we talked about, the air is so dry that those raindrops just aren't getting to the ground. So we stay dry with this little disturbance scooting through this evening. Now let's zoom things out, shall we? Where's the cold front right now? There it is. It just moved through Chicago. You notice a little bit of precipitation up in northern Indiana, northwest Ohio, up towards Detroit as well. This is a moisture-starved system. In other words, there's just not much with it. There's not much moisture with it. It's going to pack a punch with the temperatures, no doubt. But the rain chances are slim to none. In fact, I've got the forecast totally dry overnight tonight. The main thing you'll notice, in addition that is to the temperatures, of course, is going to be the cloud cover. Those clouds will continue to thicken up as that front starts to move in. But all in all, St. Patrick's Day tomorrow looks okay. It'll be cooler, yeah, but still a decent day for any festivities you might be participating in tomorrow. We'll leave it at that. Partly cloudy tonight as that front moves in. The breeze, easy for me to say, will pick up as well. Could have some wind gusts overnight, around 15 or 20 miles per hour as that front scoots through. Temperatures stay on the mild side despite this front coming in. It's because of the clouds. Remember, clouds at night, they act as a blanket to keep us warmer. So we'll be in the low 40s here in the city overnight tonight. Looking ahead to tomorrow, like we talked about, not too bad. I'm not sure why it says 59 on Sunday. Sorry about that, but we'll be in the mid 50s tomorrow for sure. About 10 degrees cooler than what we saw today. And you notice that wind is going to be out of the north and west around 15, 20 miles per hour. We may have some gusts get closer to 25 miles per hour at times throughout the day tomorrow. But all in all, still a decent day. So get outside and enjoy it. But let's just consider tomorrow as the appetizer for the big chill that arrives Monday and Tuesday. And a widespread freeze is almost a guarantee, both Monday morning and Tuesday morning. So both of those mornings, make sure you take care of your plants. This happens every single year where the plants start to bloom either on schedule or a little bit early in the case of this year. And then we have a late season freeze come in. This isn't unheard of. This happens every single year, but you got to take care of those plants. If they're already in bloom and they can't handle this kind of cold, start thinking about how you're going to prep those plants, either covering them up or if they're maybe in a little pot, bring them inside if you can. This is for Monday morning and Tuesday morning. Let's jump to the 10-day earliest alert, shall we? Look at Monday afternoon, 43. That's it for your high temperature. That's when the core of this cold air is going to be here for the last day of winter, and goodness, is it going to feel that way. Now, as far as the morning lows on Monday, upper 20s, 28 here in Louisville, mid-20s southern Indiana, 28, 29 degrees down towards Litchfield, E-Town, Mumfordville, Campbellsville, Lebanon, Shelbyville, Bardstown. There will not be much of a wind chill Monday morning, which is good, but you still need the heavier coats heading out the door on Monday. Kiddos especially, if they're going to be waiting at the bus stop. You know the drill. Make sure they're bundled up too. Now, as this colder air, the core of it, like we talked about, moves in Monday, there's still a little moisture there. Not much. Like we talked about, it's kind of a moisture-starved system. The atmosphere is really dry. But look at 10 o'clock Monday morning on Futurecast. Yeah, there's a couple of white and blue specks showing up to our west, maybe a little bit along I-71, I-75 in northern Kentucky. So that's why we have that 10% chance for a few flurries on Monday. But remember, high temperatures in the 40s, upper 30s for some, but most in the low 40s. So we'll stay way above freezing during the day on Monday. There will be absolutely zero, zip, nada impacts at all from this. But don't be totally caught off guard if you see a few snowflakes flying on Monday. Now, let's talk about Tuesday. First day of spring. Yay. Not going to feel that way, at least Tuesday morning. Overnight temperatures, Monday night, early Tuesday, still in that upper 20s range, just like Monday morning. 28 here in Louisville, mid 20s in southern Indiana, upper 20s to our south. But look at those blue circles and the numbers in those blue circles. That is our wind chill Tuesday morning. There will be a wind chill. It will have a bite to the air. It'll feel like the low 20s for sure. But if that wind is high enough, we can see feels like temperatures in the teens. For the start of spring on Tuesday morning, of course, spring starts and it's going to feel like the dead of winter. My goodness. So it looks like Tuesday morning will have the most sting to it, but both Monday morning and Tuesday morning will have those temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. But it's going to be Tuesday that has that wind chill. It'll make it feel worse for us. But regardless, both of those mornings, make sure you got your sensitive plants covered up. And some of you might be wondering, okay, plants are growing. Vegetation is starting to grow. Why are we not under any frost advisories or freeze warnings? Here's the thing. Everything bloomed a little early this year, like we talked about a few minutes ago. So technically, the growing season really hasn't started in full force yet. And that's what the Weather Service bases those alerts on, is has the growing season kicked into high gear, for lack of a better term. So that has not happened yet. And that is why there's no frost advisories or freeze warnings. But look, we're going to be in the 20s Monday and Tuesday morning. Wind chills in the teens Tuesday morning. Take care of your plants. Might want to make sure the pipes don't freeze either. Outside pipes, indoor pipes will be fine. But if you got any outdoor garden hoses that you've connected, from doing some work around the house, disconnect them before this cold air moves in. Make sure the pets are brought in as well. This is for Monday and Tuesday morning. But look at Tuesday afternoon, 56. That's not bad, right? That's actually pretty typical for the first day of spring. We're usually in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. So that'll be okay. It's just Monday morning and Tuesday morning that we got to get through. You notice besides that flurry chance on Monday, we're looking pretty dry for a good chunk of next week. I've actually dropped our rain chances for Thursday down to 10%. And really, that's just for maybe a random little sprinkle that pops up to the west. I'm becoming more and more confident that the rain chances will be at their highest on Friday of next week. Let's talk about that on Futurecast. Thursday evening, you notice the rain with this system and this particular model is still to our west. But we could start seeing a few showers move in Thursday night in particular. And as we go towards Friday morning, you see that rain coverage becomes more widespread. We're not worried about severe weather this go round. Could we have some thunder? Maybe. It really just depends on the track of that low pressure. If it goes further north, better storm chances. If it stays south like it looks like it will right now, shouldn't have to worry about it too much. But here's another thing we have to figure out. The exact location of that low obviously decides our rain chances. This is the more aggressive model for rain chances on Friday, the GFS. The European model has us virtually bone dry on Friday. So we're still 5 or 6 days away. A lot's still going to change with that outlook. But for now, we're going to lean towards that 30% chance for showers throughout the day on Friday. Hopefully we can trim it back as we get closer. We'll figure out exactly where this low is going to go. And any showers that are still around Friday night, they'll get a move on. And I expect us to dry things out for the most part by next Saturday morning. But that's really about it in the rain chance department. We will close eye on Monday and Tuesday of next week, though. 8 or 9 days from now. We can't get into real specifics with that system just yet, but it's got that look. Okay. It's got that look with a cold front zipping on through, widespread rain, storms, maybe some strong. Just has that early indication of a system we need to watch. That is for Monday and Tuesday of next week. So 9 days away, 8 or 9 days away. Way out there. Still got to figure some details out with that, but just keep the back end of that 10-day in mind. That could be a system we have to keep a closer eye on. But in general, the big storyline, at least in the short term, is that cold. Nice day tomorrow, a little bit cooler, just a lighter jacket. You'll be fine, but it's going to be Monday morning and Tuesday morning when the sting will be at its worst. Let's check the comments. We haven't checked the comments. Looks like everybody's good to go. Y'all good? Everybody good? Kind of quiet. I know the forecast is fairly quiet. Let's see. Jason's watching in Cloverport. Low here tonight is 30, says Travis. High tomorrow, 44. That is what is heading our way, friends in Wave Country. Starting Monday morning, all day Monday. It's going to be cold, just no matter how you slice it. And then into Tuesday morning. So all in all, it's kind of a brief cold spell. But you also notice on that entire 10-day, there's no 70s. None. So in general, yes, these temperatures are pretty typical for late March, but we don't have any significant warm-ups to talk about anytime soon. So if you're a fan of the 70s or the 80s that we saw last Thursday before those storms rolled through, sorry, you're going to have to be waiting a while. That's about all I got, gang. Again, besides the colder weather, things are pretty quiet. Here's a good question Angela just asked. What was the final snow amount in the Denver area? I'll be honest with you, Angela, I haven't looked at the exact numbers from that event, but they've had some crazy amounts of snow out in Colorado this week. We do not have to worry about that. Just a few flurries on Monday, that's all. But definitely a little unusual to see that kind of snow in late or mid-March, I guess, and out there. But nonetheless, looked like a winter wonderland out in the Rocky Mountain National Park out there near Breckenridge, Colorado, Estes Park. Beautiful area, but when you got that snow, it makes it look even more pretty than it already is. But that is about it for us here in Wave Country tonight, friends. Thanks for tuning in. I will leave you with a full screen view of the 10-day earliest alert. Nice day tomorrow. Still get outside. Don't cancel your plans. Just keep a jacket with you. Cold air really moves in tomorrow night, stays with us Monday morning, all day Monday, and then into Tuesday morning before that gradual warm-up kicks in for the first day of spring, Tuesday afternoon. That's it. We will see you on TV at 11 tonight, and we'll see you back here in the Wave Weather Now studio tomorrow night. Have a good evening, everybody.